Welcome to MVTube. This is Min Simran.
And I'm Vidhi, and today we'll be discussing how to select extracurricular activities.
So let's get started. So the first thing you need to think about when you're starting to select your extracurriculars is what type of extracurricular do you want? Do you want to be in a club? Do you want to volunteer? Do you want to just be part of specific events? Or do you want a job where you can actually get paid for what you're doing? If you want to do something that you'll be paid for and this way you can manage your finances, job is the best bet to go. And if you have a specific purpose that you want to devote your time to, club is the best option. And if you can find a volunteering position where they can allow you to do the same thing, that is perfect. And events is for individuals who might feel like they're a bit busy, or you might just want to volunteer for a short bit, then event would be the greatest bet.
Another thing to look at is the amount of time you're willing to commit. So everybody has different times in the day where they feel that it's most practical for them to commit that amount of time. So according to that, you have to look at what extracurricular will be willing to give you that time slot to volunteer in. So like something such as after school camps, it's usually from like 3 to 6. If you aren't available in that time or you're not able to commit, then of course you're not going to want to do that. So you have to look at that. Also something such as clubs in school, those require time commitment after school a lot. You need to be available for, and it's varying too also, like sometimes you need to be available for just an hour after school, or sometimes you are going to have events after school, and then for that you need to be available for like 5 to 6 hours. So you need to know that and be willing to give that time to them, and also understand that it's never going to be fixed in that sense. Also, just you have to think about whether you'd be okay with giving your time in the nighttime or in the morning.
So just make sure that when you're thinking about what time you're giving, think about it for a whole complete day. Think about it in the morning and at night, because oftentimes I've heard individuals who at night they would be willing to commit to nothing because you might feel like you don't have time to give out in your day and you're very busy with your studies, but in the morning you might feel like, oh, there's so much time and I would like to commit to everything. So maybe just take that whole day to figure out what time you are truly and practically available. Another thing you want to think about is, why do you want to volunteer? What is it going to help you with? What's the purpose of you trying to be in a extracurricular? And something to think about is, what skills will you gain from this experience in the future, and what will this opportunity help you with? Will it add to your resume? Will it give you some extra skills or specific things that you need for your future career? And this is something that you need to think about from beforehand, and not leave it to the end, because in the end it is really hard to find such experiences and jobs and volunteering, and if you are looking to apply to anything. Another thing you want to keep in mind is, how might this experience affect your health? If you feel like a specific volunteering opportunity is going to stress you out mentally, or is too strenuous physically, then maybe that's not the best choice for you, because it is all about consistency as well. And you don't want to hurt yourself either mentally or physically, and kind of stop yourself from taking on extra opportunities in the future.
You also want to be looking for certain things when you're selecting your extracurricular activities, such as you want it to be challenging. It is something you're doing additionally to what you are being asked to do, so you don't want it to just be something that you can finish in an hour and you gain nothing from that. You want it to be challenging so you can gain new skills and practice the skills you already have and learn a lot from it. You also want it to be useful for you and others. It should have some sort of impact on the community and also on you, and it should have some sort of impact on how you're growing personally. And if it's it should help either as like with your academics or just with your personal skills or personal qualities. Maybe it makes you understand people, makes you more empathetic, helps you with your communication skills. Anything, it should be impactful in your life and in others. And as well, you want it to be enjoyable. If you're not having a good time, then maybe it's not the right extracurricular activity for you, because at the end of the day, everybody that is involved will see that you're not having a good time, and you don't want that. It is it is something that is there for the benefit of certain people, and if it's not benefiting you, then you don't need to be in it for anymore. Like, you have the option to leave the extracurricular and stop doing it whenever you want to.
So few tips that you want to remember before selecting extracurriculars is that, first of all, don't just select something or select a specific extracurricular because it's going to help your admission into a college or a program. Because if you just have a list of a bunch of things that you're doing and they don't care, they can tell with your application that it is not something that you actually enjoy and you actually put your time and effort into. Because a lot of people, believe it or not, have a lot of things on their resume, on their applications, and you know that not all of them are truthful to whatever they're doing, and being one of those people just doesn't help your application.
And remember, you don't need to get involved in too many activities. Yes, you want to be doing extracurricular, but you don't need to be having it overwhelm you. Do as many as you're comfortable with and as time allows, and also do according to what your timetable is. If you're in high school, then you probably don't have that many like spares to be doing these sort of things, whereas in university the classes are at such different times, and so many times you have like 3-hour gaps between two classes that you can devote your time to clubs and volunteering and stuff. So make sure that you have the time for it. Don't get too overwhelmed, and just limit yourself. You don't need to do everything. You can always do one thing for a certain amount of time and then do another thing for a certain amount of time.
However, when you do choose an extracurricular, try to stick to it. I get it. You may not like it in the beginning. You might find it annoying, boring, and a waste of time. Just give it a month and maybe you'll start to like it. And in the end, it might just be a really nice experience. So just try not to quit right away and just give it some time.
And if you have more than one club that you're wanting to be parts of, then maybe try attending meetings or orientations or even interviews of all of those places, and see which place gives you the most comfort and most welcoming vibes. Like, if anywhere you feel uncomfortable, or if you're just not feeling like you might belong, or it might be hard for you to belong, or if after going through their orientation or having that meeting you realize that the interests don't align anymore, then you'll have a clear idea on which clubs to pick. So
lastly, don't just join a club because your friends are in it. You might feel like your friends you are very similar and you have similar likes and dislikes. However, there might be subtle differences that could lead to problems in later life and later in your extracurriculars. And it's just best if everybody just does what they want to do, and then you can come together and share your experiences and see how you feel. Thank you for watching.
So do comment below if you have any more suggestions for selecting extracurriculars, or even
suggestions about the video we should make that would help you in the future.